I just got $2,520 in my bank account last night, which means I just got paid. So let's talk about what I decided to do with it to start July off strong. And let's start with my goals, because I made another goal. I finally reached the 12,000 mark in individual brokerage investments. So that's goal number 2 done. So now we have 2 left. No miscellaneous spending over 404.82 monthly, and become monetized on YouTube. Hopefully we can make one more of these at least. But if not, that's okay, because my numerical goals, for the most part, I've made them, which means I have saved a total of $22,000 this year alone. And that's great. So an extra 10,000 here, and then I invested 12 in my individual brokerage. So that's where we are with our goals. I'm just gonna continue being kind to myself and not having too much pressure when it comes to reaching savings goals. Now let's move on to our housekeeping / bills. So for the month of July, we have the same amount of bills. So far, all I have paid is rent. So I paid $1,300 towards that on July 1st, and everything else is still to be determined, because we are only on day 3 of July, so nothing has come through yet, which is fine. So let's move on to housekeeping. For savings, I saved 0 so far. I do need to add stuff to a sinking fund, but I'm gonna put a big fat donut for July. I didn't put anything in my high yield savings account because I want to invest it instead. So that's what I want to focus on, and that's what I'm gonna do. Moving to my sinking funds, I made these sinking funds. I've used them as well. So that's where we are. You saw last month I had moved $2,500 into my checkings account from my savings, my sinking fund, and then another 1,000. I saved a 1,000 more for my sinking fund, and I'm using that now as well. So that's where we are with sinking funds. I haven't added anything to my ski vacation, but I do plan on starting to add some of that at the end of July, so stay tuned for that. And then for my saving $12,000, I contributed another $2,000 last night. So if I go 7/03/2025, I contributed $2,000, which puts me at a total of 16,866.67 contributed. Really, right now it's at 18,000 because the market has been booming lately. So with that in mind, let's see how much we are. I believe last time we did the math, we were at 11,500 for the year. So let's see where we are now. So we are at $12,666.67 invested total for the year, which means at the half year mark, we have reached our savings goal for our investments of 12,000 total, which means I want to blow past this now and see how high we can get this number. And if it were up to me completely, I would want this to be in the 20s. But that's really reaching when we are trying to reach a certain goal for our vacation fund. So that's where we are. We blew past our goal. I'm very happy about that. And now I look forward to just continuing with that momentum so that that money can work for me in the end. So I didn't save anything in my high yield savings account, so I'm not adding any more beans. I don't know if I'm gonna add any more to this year. I'm not gonna lie, because I really wanna see how much I can grow my investment account. So with that being said, we can start on the July calendar and just go through what the plans are and how I plan to move my money around, etc. Okay, so for my monthly goals for July, my first goal is to invest $2,000, which I did. So I'm just gonna check this right now. That's my first goal, invest 2,000. I wanna make sure that I'm staying consistent with this, because I just wanna make sure that I'm not having to work too far into, my older age. And so I'm just gonna try to do this as long as I can. My next goal is to keep spending within $600. And then my last goal for the month of July is to start a vacation sinking fund. So we are planning one last vacation in December. And so it's gonna cost some money. So I wanna save over a few months. So start now and hopefully be done by September. Just because August/July, I don't know which one of them, is a 3 paycheck month. And so with that in mind, I want to take advantage of that in order to reach this goal. And so I think I can do it. I'll keep you guys updated on that. Regarding my calendar, it's the 3rd right now. We're actually going to be going on a cabin trip with our siblings for my sisters, my nephews, and my husband's birthday. So we're just going to be gone until next week here. Just celebrate the 4th of July out there in the mountains. Super fun. That's what the sinking fund was for. And we don't have anything else planned for July. We're gonna be taking July easy, taking a break from social activities, all of that, just gonna enjoy the height of the summer, and we'll come back into everything in August, which is great. I will still be posting YouTube videos, but everything else is gonna be on hiatus in real life because your girl needs a break. We're at the halfway mark, and yeah, we're just gonna enjoy that. So let's move on now to the numbers, the budget, and get into the mix of everything. So here's what my budget is looking like. As you guys know, I was paid $2,520.71. I also got an interest check of $91.73, and I added my sinking fund into this as well. So for my total income, what I'm expecting is $6,091.73. And of that, everything here is going to add up to $3,445.99. I want to invest $2,000, save $500, which means I should have a surplus of around $100 something odd dollars. Let's do some math here. So if I take the budget from my income, we have $2,645.74 left. I want to invest $2,000, which I already did. And then I want to save $500 for my sinking fund. So that will leave me with around $145 in a buffer in my checkings account. I really don't want to spend that excess, but this is what it looks like to put all of your money to work. I know a lot of people do zero base. I'm not comfortable with that. I need something to buffer in my checkings account to feel comfortable. So 145, that's a good amount to keep as a buffer. Everything else is either going towards bills or it's working for me, and I feel good about that. So that is pretty much my whole budget. My miscellaneous spend for this month is $600, and this is really being kind to myself because my cabin sinking fund, I've been using it for everything that has to do with the travel. So I have really been spending. I think I just also gave another, sorry, let me write this, for my trip. I'm kind of going half on like all the expenses because it is my husband's birthday trip as well. So I paid for the cabin, and I'm going half with everything else where I can, just because, to give him a break since it's first birthday. So I did just send another $347 for the car rental. And so I'm sitting at around 100 and something odd left of that sinking fund. But we bought groceries, we bought all the snacks, we have everything for the hikes, we bought stuff for the picnic. So there's really nothing more to spend on. We'll see what happens there. So that's good. It's money that's already been saved weeks ago. So this is just money that's already been saved. So it's not even coming out of the paycheck that I just got, which is exactly why I stress the importance of sinking funds all the time. It's great. You don't have to think about it. You can just spend it and not worry about your bottom line because it's already accounted for and it's not messing with the overall budget. Fantastic. And then for my day-to-day spend, I did buy ramen today and I had some fish tacos. So that came out to $58.05 so far for the month of July of $600, which is great. So we have 500 and some odd left for the month of July. Fantastic, especially since we're going to be taking a break here from like all of our social stuff, etc. For the rest of the month. And so that is pretty much it for my budget for the month of July so far. We're starting it out pretty strong, invested $2,000. We got that money working for us, and then we're actually about to go on vacation pretty soon, tomorrow. So when you see this video. It'll be Sunday. I will be out of town, but don't worry, I already have videos planned for you guys. You won't even notice that I'm not in town. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment, if you did. Leave a comment below. How was your June? How did you end your June? How was your July doing? How are you feeling money-wise for the month of July? That's what I want to know in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video.